you guys seriously like if there are gonna be, I'm not gonna name names, but if you guys want to you know, just tune into a stream where someone is saying G2's unstoppable, what a series, best team in the world, what a performance. Gen.G could have done absolutely nothing better today because G2 were just on a different level. If that's what you want to hear, there are probably many streams you could watch that will say that. But none of them are my stream because I'm not going to lie to you guys. There was a lot Gen.G could have done differently. These goals are absolutely horrendous. And I don't know what on earth they were doing.
Johnny Boy wasn't lying, because there is a stream that he was talking about. He didn't want to represent a name, but Johnny Boy, you know we appreciate that promo. G2 Army, stand up! Cause Daniel Beast Mode and Tommy Dick cooked all weekend, boys. We got 2 hours of first touch coming at you right now. Let's get into it.
Oh my God, man. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to First Touch. Of course, the show where we talk all things RLCS and around the scene. Dazzrin, Roll This, T-Bates here. I was doing good until I heard that spiel. But, you know, it's a good Wednesday. We've got a great episode here of First Touch coming out for us. We're going to talk about, of course, G2. We're going to talk about the last Open Qualifier for NA. DECALS. Yeah. Gus, Sam, is Sam greater than NA? Got to tune in to find out. Falcons, Limitless, EU quals as well. There's gonna be a lot here to talk about. Roll, did you fix your setup? Please fix it.
I think I'm good. I think
People
I'm
are saying
good.
you're good. I think.
All right. I'm great. I was saying that this man dressed up in a suit to address Johnny Boy's little statement that he had to address to, you know, obviously there was subliminals that Johnny was sending, and it was kind of shots sent to one man's direction, and that one man is dressed up in a suit looking all spiffy and everything. I'm great. It's a beautiful day. Weather's gorgeous. You know, we looking dazzling, and yeah, I'm ready to talk about Rocket League. There's a lot to talk about.
Before we get into the video, I just have to let all of you know that over 50% of our viewers, 50% are not subscribed to the channel. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and we need your help to get there. So please hit the subscribe button, hit that like button, and enjoy the video. Hey, DeMar.
Yes.
You see a man do an addition to my background.
It's kind of, no, what's going on?
Blurry.
It's kind of blurry.
Oh, it's blurry?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad. You want me to bring it to the camera?
No, I can stay back there.
Oh, you can stay back there? So you see what that is? You see what that is?
That's something. What is that? That's a broom?
Oh, you want me to go get it again?
Yeah, go get it. Why not? Go get it.
Let me grab it, man. Ah, there we go. Look, guys, a little dusty up the top, though. A little dusty at the top, but listen, that's what you got to do when you're dusting out the Gen.G mobile on the game racing. I did. I'm going to clean my hands later.
Yeah, go wash your hands.
Don't worry about that.
Don't touch that suit.
Whoa.
Now it's falling down.
It fell on the logo.
Listen, it's okay. It's okay. We're not sweeping the FT logo. Don't even get any ideas, chat. But listen, it's a good day to be great. It's a good day to be great. It was a good weekend to be great. And I want everybody to continue being great. We were so great, in fact, that we got DeMar to shave off his whole entire beard. He got to shave off his whole entire beard. Gen.G Mobile 1 Gaming Racing got swept so bad that DeMar said it's time to sweep off all the beards, all the hairs on his chin.
He needs a restart.
He needs a restart, just like Gen.G. They might need a restart too. They need to restart the philosophy. Because listen, G2's on top right now, baby. Let's get into it.
Yeah, sure. Let's get into it. All right, chat. It's time. It's time to give this man the broom, give this man the floor a little bit. G2 beats Gen.G 4-0 in North American Grand Finals. That quote is a real quote, by the way, when we were playing the show. Bates said, "I saw Jesus on the pit."
Wait, can you describe to me which one was he? Like,
I said it was alike, and y'all just ran with it because y'all thought it'd be hilarious.
Because it was just like something you just proclaimed it.
It was just a funny line. I didn't really mean anything of it. I didn't really mean.
It was definitely a funny line, but
yeah, it was a funny line.
Something that was not funny, something that was very serious was G2's performance this event. Can we take a look at the Swiss, please? If you guys missed the NA quals this weekend, don't worry. We've got a little bit of a recap here. But let's start moment by moment here. Here is the Swiss stage. These are all of the matchups. Of course, you see G2 and M80 in that qualified spot, that first one. They went 3-0 to qualify, I believe. And then SSG and Dignitas. Wait, we already messed up the dang on graphic because oh, never mind. Okay, there's Gen.G in there. And then in the fifth round, Rebellion, Luminosity, Pirates on a Boat all qualifying. NRG did not make that Swiss stage, but of course, we'll chat a little bit about NRG later. This is G2's one. Let's go to playoffs. Playoffs here. Of course, you can see just how the bracket kind of shook out. Both G2 and Gen.G made it to the grand finals, but the matchup wasn't quite as close as we alluded to last week. Everyone thought this one was going to be kind of a battle of the best, and it kind of fell a little bit flat. Let's roll those grand finals clips.
I'm all tired of listening to you talk, man. You're just trying to get through just the formalities of it. Yeah, G2 day. Yeah, the Swiss. Let's get through this. Let's talk about it, man. Atomic up high, Abjack. You're too slow. See you later. You learn how to jump a little bit quicker. Listen, Abjack. I thought you gained the NA speed. You might have to go back to EU. I don't know. That's not good enough right there, Jack. You gotta be better. And then listen, Dan, baby, right here. 1-2 to Lou. It's a goal. Wait, there's no goal right here. It's coming soon. Just wait on it. Just wait on it. We're still waiting. What is this clip?
Bro was not watching the game.
What is this clip? What am I watching? There's no clip here. There's nothing. Oh, there we go.
You're watching.
There we go. It happened. It happened.
That's the G2 pressure.
You're watching constant pressure.
Do you not remember the clip?
Like, do you not remember this, bro?
I didn't
like
pick the clip, so how am I supposed to remember?
Well, you're supposed to remember the gameplay you was watching.
Yeah,
I
it was a
watched
short
lot of
series.
Rocket
You should remember every game.
Exactly.
I don't remember it all.
Oh, you're
Exactly.
doing it.
I was bored out of my
Weren't you on the
mind.
cast? What'd you say right here?
I was on the cast. What'd I say right here? I said, there's that G2 pressure. Daniel, oh no, Jack. He got caught off from the off speed. Because Daniel challenged with 12 boosts.
Look at FK. That was one of Gen.G's. What was it? I think really 2 goals or 3 goals of the series.
Yeah,
they didn't have many, but this was actually a good play right here. Good pressure. FK coming in. Abjack cleared out beast mode, made him have to work. But ultimately, G2 stride. They were just on another level today. Look at this. Abjack. I was watching Johnny stream. Johnny said it was just a bad rotation. It's just unlucky. Sometimes you just get unlucky. Jack's unlucky right here, man. There's nothing you could do. Chronic, good 50 on beast mode, and the ball just drops down. There's nothing unlucky? You can do
that
right
is
there.
a terrible rotation.
No, that's just unlucky right there.
That's
Sometimes
terrible rotation. This is why we got swept by Astro. Don't know about your rotations at all. That's terrible rotation. Johnny's right at that point. And look at that. Where's he going? Like, when's the last time we seen Abjack do that?
He's shaking in his boots. I don't know what to tell you.
It's disgusting. This is disgusting. Disgusting. Abjack again.
Exactly. Disgusting Rocket League. It's so beautiful coming out of G2 stride. Took him 1-2 to Lou right by him. Oh, look at this. Daniel up high, straight back down.
Absolutely gifted. Chronic's
not gifted.
Chronic's lost. He's lost.
What do you say?
He's lost. We just saw the last 3 goals. Abjack messing up twice and Chronic lost. Like, they can't read anything. Like, they're actually just terrified of this G2 roster.
I'd be terrified too. I was getting swept.
Of course you would be. You should be. But them, they're supposed to be the second Titans of NA. They were treating every single other team like G2 treated them. They were spanking every other team they came across. And we were like, oh, this is gonna be a fantastic matchup to watch. This should be exactly what we hoped it to be. Nope. Nope. G2 was like, yo, are y'all gonna even play? It was like that meme of like poking the thing on the ground and hoping it moved. Like, are you gonna play with me? That's what G2 was doing to Gen.G the entire time. Like, I was wondering if the team be number 2, number 1 contested that Dazzern was preaching for would show up, but no one wanted to play the game, it seemed like, or even knew where they were on the field. Like, I don't know, bro. It was just disasters.
Interesting. So I would like to pose a question to the room. What is your takeaway from this matchup? Specifically that grand finals matchup. Thoughts on both teams?
Well, Raul was just giving his take, so I want to hear some more about that Raul's take. I'm just interested. He was already going to a little diatribe right there.
What do you mean you want to hear more? I told you
what nothing else to say. Gen.G just played terrible.
Gen.G looked scared. They look scared of G2.
They look scared of G2.
They look scared of G2. This is exactly why on FT After Dark, tune in every Sunday, that I said it's G2's world in NA to lose. Nobody will compete with G2 because everybody is scared of how they play. The teams that contested them closely are Dignitas and Luminosity because G2 play pretty ball. They if you give them the space, they're gonna take it. They're gonna abuse you, and that's exactly what they did to Gen.G. Gen.G seemed like they had no answer for it. They were lost on the pitch, confused, double committing, not following up each other. The one goal that we did see in the highlights from FK was him actually following up, but other than that, they just seemed like they didn't know where to be on the rotations, and that's so uncharacteristic from somebody like Abjack. You expect someone like Abjack, who is a top 5 player all last year in North America, he was a top 5 player, arguably, to be able to make adjustments mid-series, and you bring in the top three player in the world, in my opinion. FK still top 3 in the world. You should be competing. You should take a game. You should take 2 games. It should be back and forth series, but that's not what we saw. So I'm highly disappointed, and it looks like NA is just a one team region at this moment.
So was it good G2 or bad Gen.G? That's what I'm trying to gather.
Terrible Gen.G. Terrible Gen.G.
So not good G2. Or G2 was just decent.
G2 did what they needed. I think G2 was just decent. That's the floor for G2. I think that's the floor for G2. That's the floor. That's the bare minimum. They didn't really have to do too much. They was just, all right, I'm gonna take what you give me, and I'm gonna score because you're giving me all this space and I got all the boost. So that is what it is. You seen what Jack was doing? Like, when does Jack miss those reads? He looked like me breaking my back for a stack, going up for the ball. Like, what is that? I'm champ 3.
All right, we need you to stop.
Years old. Come on,
okay,
bro.
You're done.
I'm stopping you right there. I'm stopping right. You're a little too off the rails. Okay.
So
off the rail. Then speak to me.
I will speak to you.
So Raul said Gen.G, G2 decent, Gen.G bad. What's Gen.G Dazzler have to say about that?
I find it laughable. Personally, I find it very laughable because it's so funny to me how quick you are to judge a team after one bad series. You discredit the entire rest of the bracket. You discredit G2's performance, and you have the nerve. I'll let you go. My turn. And you had the nerve to come here on this show because Gen.G had a bad performance in the finals. Yeah, sure, Nerves had to play. Is that the best Gen.G has ever played?
Nerves.
Is that the best Gen.G's ever played?
From two major champions and a guy who's reached the major finals? Nerves?
Is that the best that they've had? Is that the best they played? That's the question I asked you. Is that the best they've played? Clearly not. Clearly it was bad. So
Nerves.
Do you think that we have clearly not seen Gen.G versus G2 at both of their best? Yes, we are at the stage of the game where if a team performs poorly, you're going to lose a series at the top level. No one is denying that. We just had a clip with Johnny saying the exact same thing. Now, I will not discredit G2 because G2 played consistent Rocket League throughout the entire event. G2 played great, especially when you consider their Swiss round performance. They went up against a Luminosity team who pushed them to the brink. And then when they had to run back, when every team had prep time, Luminosity lost 4-1. It was still a close series, but they lost 4-1. They went to Dignitas, one of the teams that everybody thought was the best team coming out of the offseason. Beat them 4-1. Dignitas came out too slow. G2 have clearly had a new play style that they have not even, and we all know G2's peak. G2, everybody rates G2 highly because of their peak. And their peak was not reached, clearly, in many of these series. I'll probably say they ended up having to do it through Luminosity, but honestly, Luminosity kind of played themselves in that first series that they played just because they had a little bit of unperformances and they let go of goals. But definitely no. You said it yourself. We haven't seen Jack play like that in forever. I sat here last week and had all of you guys talking about Gen.G not doing well because they were scared. But here they are in the grand finals after coming 4-0 on a top 4 team in Rebellion. And you want to tell me that it's a one-team region based off of one series?
Did you watch what I watched?
I was there. I commentated what you watched.
So you should know exactly how bad it is. You should
I
be
know how
terrified
bad
of
it
the
is.
future.
Why would I be terrified of the future? Why would I be terrified of the future for a team that had a bad
Gen.G though? Why are we talking about Gen.G though when the question's about G2?
Forget G2. We already know what G2 is gonna bring. Stop that. Like, look, you can continue this after me and Daz are done talking. All right, you can sit right there. Well, we know you got a lot to say about G2. Dazarin, you should be terrified of Gen.G's position right now.
Not at all.
You have two major champions, two former major champions, and a player who is one of the best players in the world competing against Vatira in the grand finals. One crucial mistake that he made.
Yep.
He should have the composure in his own region to not get swept in the finals against a roster that he should be competing with back and forth. This should not be a sweep.
You're right. It shouldn't be a sweep. Why would I be terrified though? Based on what you just told me, why should I be terrified though?
Because it
knowing
wasn't
exactly
G2's peak.
No, it's not Gen.G's peak either, dummy. Hello?
That's Gen.G's, but it should be a lot closer.
Duh.
This
It's the first time they played each other.
Gen.G's floor.
It wasn't G2. Yeah, you're right. That's my point. You're right.
So why are we basing it? Why are we hoping
Why
for
are
peaks?
you already
we
calling it
hoping
a
for peaks?
one-team region? I'm not looking for peaks. I'm looking for them to show up.
Apparently, you were blinded. It's
No.
a 4-0 sweep.
No,
A
you're
4-0
blinded.
sweep.
It's the grand final. They are top 2.
And they
Oh
got
my Lord, your
swept.
mic's
It's
peaking.
top 2.
Okay, I get it. All
In
right,
the
I'm done.
first
Yeah,
event.
I think all
Alright,
right,
bro.
we're done
They got
listening to both of you.
swept, bro.
It's
They
my
got
turn to hop
swept.
in here.
Like,
It's
if
my
you want to
turn.
go and jump on the little bandwagon roly-poly roller coaster, go ahead.
Don't
But
talk about
next event-
bandwagons from
but
the guy
next
who's
event-
jumping teams back and forth each
Wait,
season.
did
Do
I
not
jump
talk about
teams each season?
bandwagons.
Did I jump teams each
You're
season?
about to jump.
How long was I with NRG?
Watch them get
And I'm
swept
here,
one
I
more
am
time,
with
you gonna
Gen.G.
jump. They get swept one more
I
time,
don't
you
think
gonna
I
jump.
will. I'm
Gen.G,
pretty
you
sure
better
I
beware.
won't, but
This man
it's
is
okay.
He's getting ready.
last time I checked, my team's in the grand finals. I really don't have anything to worry
And
about.
getting swept.
They're going to make the major,
All right,
and then we'll
T-Bates,
see it
let's
at the
go.
major. But okay. That's recency bias. Oh, never mind. I can't say that word. I'm going to leave it alone.
Recency bias. Go ahead,
Okay,
Bates.
okay, gentlemen. Chat. Hope you're all ready to come back to Civil Conversation led by Tyler Bates. 'Cause listen, I'm the king of civil conversation. First off, let's bring it back to G2, because we don't even care about Gen.G right now. We're talking about Gen.G. G2. G2. We're talking about G2. Y'all got me thinking about Gen.G now. Y'all got me all messed up. I had my whole entire soliloquy planned out. I'll tell you this. This G2 squad, man. I seen something special this past weekend. It was something special. You saw the graphic. Them boys average 10 shots a game. 10 shots a game. There wasn't another team in the top 16 that did that. Can you imagine how much 10 shots a game is? They peppering. You know, can y'all guess what their shot differential was? Just over the whole entire weekend. Just guess. Give me a number. Give me a number.
Probably 10-1.
No, I said shot differential.
Shot differential.
Like the number. It's a solid number.
Probably plus 10.
Yep.
I'm gonna give y'all a second chance. Shot
Plus
differential.
15.
Okay. And shot differential was plus 144.
Oh, the whole weekend. I
Oh,
thought you meant per
yes.
game.
Yeah,
Yes.
I thought you meant average.
Yes. Your next. Oh no, it was plus 114. My bad. I had to add the extra 30. You know the next closest was Gen.G's were like 70 and somewhere in the 70 range. You know who also averaged the least amount of goals per game? Goals per game. Goals against. I guess it's a stat. G2 esports. On all the top 16 teams, they allowed the fewest goals to go into the net, and they also were peppering you on offense. That's a combination I haven't seen in a while, y'all. That's a combination. And listen, if you're a long-time FT fan, you know where I'm going. On national first touch television, Twitch television, on Twitch.tv/Rocket League. I haven't said these words in a while, but we might see Machine 2.0. we might be seeing the Machine 2.0.
Oh gosh, bro.
Y'all know what the
was
machine
missed,
used to do
man.
back in the day. That old NB squad. You had Nick Costello,
called-
aka Miss, holding down the back line. You couldn't score on him. You still had Massimo on time, cooking up, chefing up in the kitchen in the midfield. I still averaged 0.75 assists this weekend, by the way, which is only second to Kofor, I believe.
Kofor.
And then they had Turbo Post. You know the genius Turbo Post with the 4-time, just doing what he does, creating havoc, somehow scoring goals when I don't think he meant to score goals, but it didn't matter because that's a genius. It's not for me to understand. He's just a winner. That's the machine used to do back in the day, back in 2021. I ain't said the machine 10. I've been waiting to call a team the machine, and I think I might have found him. I think I might have found them because they got a clean offense, boy. You got beast mode up front. You seen them as a 1-2. It was a 1-2 special up front. Demar. You saw the cast. You on the cast. You saw beast mode and Atomic doing their thing up front. Beast averaged like 0.89 goals per game the whole entire weekend. He had Atomic 0.75 assists. Atomic was around there too. It's just a balanced breakfast too. Daniel, he comes in when you need him the most. Against Gen.G, he was the top player, averaged like 400 points, but over the whole entire weekend, he's only averaging 350. He's taking a role where he's back. He's letting the two up front cook, and then he's taking the advantages. He's taking what the defense gives him, taking what the offense creates for him, and they're just looking really, really good, man. I mean, they steamrolled Gen.G. They steamrolled them. And I just want to let everybody know in the world, y'all better watch out. Y'all better watch out. This is a small taste of what's to come. If you're a G2 fan, you need to stand up, because it's the year of G2. It's going to be the year of T-Bates, and I'm going to be doing a lot of yapping. So all you Europeans over there, be ready. I'm good now. I got one. And it's going to be more to come. That's the G2 special right there, man. That's what's going to happen. What do you think about that Machine 2.0? Am I right? Am I wrong? I think I'm 100%
This is why I fight
right.
so hard for my team, bro.
What?
I can't let this man win. I'm sorry.
No, it's over for you. It's
Yeah,
over
I
for you. But I'll
respect
tell you
that,
this, though.
man.
I'll tell you this, though. Raw was tweaking. Raw was tweaking with his comment. Cause I don't understand. It was just one tournament for Gen.G, man. We talked about it. They were hiding. They were ducking. They were over there hibernating, trying to think that they could serve or maintain a honeymoon period. And all they did was just get absolutely stomped. They should have been playing in them tournaments, man. That's all they should have been doing. Gen.G should have been playing tournaments. G2, they had the experience. But you got a roster that what?
That's his face, bro. Got me geeking. That man almost lost his mind.
He should have been playing tournaments. Should have been playing in tournaments, man. That's all I gotta say. G2 got humbled. G2 got humbled by Oxygen. They probably thought they could show in, be great, and they were doing great. They were up 3-0. They thought it was easy. They got the talent to be the best team in the world, but you still got to put in the work. You still got to respect your opponent. You still got to be putting in all the time that you need. Now, I'm not saying Gen.G wasn't doing that. They definitely were all grinding, but you got to show up for the tournaments too. It was their first actual live RLCS tournament. They still made it all the way to the grand finals. I'm not going to just be reactionary and say, it's a one-team region, because they made it all the way to the grand finals, and it's the first time playing together. And they went up against a squad. Went up against a squad that's been playing together in multiple tournaments throughout the offseason, man.
Two teams got to make the grand finals, bro. Like it's gonna happen every single regional. It's gonna happen every single regional. So for you to say it's not a one team region because they have to make the grand final, or they made the grand final. Like two teams are gonna make the grand finals regardless of what it is. So I guess you can always say it's gonna be at least a 2-team region. I guess. Is he one team region? Hold on. I want to bring you back into your whole G2 philosophy. You remember when we had a little tournament in the off season? I think it was ran by a European roster. They came over
I just
here
brought
and
that up. It was Oxygen. Yeah. I just brought that they lost. They got humbled by them.
So why are you proclaiming that this G2 roster that you're seeing right now is only going to enhance, get better, and this is going to be the year of T-Bates, and you're getting way too ahead of yourself. I believe, because one, we haven't even watched European Rocket League right now, and we are already proclaiming that two of the top teams in Europe are the two top teams in the world. You see what they're doing over there in MENA and South America. So I don't know what you're expecting from G2 going into these lands, but I think we've saw an iteration of a super team from North America go up against European Rocket League, and I mean, we got pretty far, but
who? Oh, FaZe?
Yeah, I think there was only one team.
You know how much love I got for you. I got for Nick and everything, but it's different level. Come on now.
Different levels.
That's different level.
Can we go to our next topic, please? How?
Wow, what, you done? What you can't just avoid the Machine 2.0.
Oh no, I'll give my what? No, I'm the one first. I probably said Machine before you. I said it twice on the grand finals.
Oh, you did? You called them Machine?
I did. I said they look like a well-oiled machine.
Listen,
and I was thinking
they are a
the entire
machine,
time.
man. They moving that ball around left, right. You got Atomic cooking up in the midfield, nice and slow. He's got to set up the demo beast mode. He got the double taps in him. Then Daniel just come in and clean up all the mess, man. That's a machine right there. Best defense of the weekend, best offense of the weekend. It's hard to argue that, man. Hard to argue against that.
All right, two things. One, I feel like you got to work on the soliloquy, the G2 soliloquy a little bit more. with the
I mean,
beast
I didn't
mode,
practice one.
atomic.
It's not. I don't
Yeah,
need to work.
I know. It'll develop. 2, a question for you: what will it take? Because I don't think you settled on calling him the machine just yet. So what
Oh,
will
no,
it
I'm
take?
set on. I'm set. I'm set.
Oh, you
I'm
are?
good. I'm good.
Oh.
It's Machine 2.0.
Machine
Machine's back.
2.0.
It's Machine 2.0. Machine's back, baby.
So
Oh
this
my
means they're gonna
gosh.
consistently win in NA. That
Wait,
win-
come
that
out.
win.
Consistently win. I got a question for you. Who's got the most regional wins in NA since the open era?
Oh my god!
Can you stop, bro? Can you stop?
Who's got
we
that?
understand it's atomic. We get it.
Okay.
We get it.
And
we
listen, last
understand.
time I checked, he's been on both iterations of the machine now. He was on the original, now he's on 2.0.
Yeah, but the last machine you called it was missed. Like when Mist was on top, you said it was missed, and now you're switching
Nick
to
wasn't. No, Nick was a part of the machine.
I
machine-
remember you specifically coming out of your mouth that you said the machine is Costello. The machine is Costello
I never
when he
said
was
that.
on top, and now that it's atomic, you're flip flopping
I
it to
never said that.
atomic.
I never said that.
Okay,
said that.
buddy. All right. See, this is why I need to keep tabs on episodes that we run, because you seem to quite often forget things that you say if it doesn't align with your argument. So I'm gonna keep tabs.
How convenient.
Yeah, it's really convenient. It's really convenient for you.
Oh my gosh. Okay, chat. It's official. The machine is back. Oh gosh. I never thought I'd say those words ever again in my life. But here we are. Wow. Now, speaking of the machine, did G2's dominance this weekend prove that they could compete with Europe? A full North America team has not won a LAN since LA, which was when G2 won.
Yeah, that's gonna trip up people because they're gonna say NA won in Rotterdam. I says full North American reading comprehension skills. Make sure you get them.
Yes, of course. I would say compete, yes. Yes, of course, I would say compete. Win and be the best team in the world, that is remain to be seen, but compete, yes. Bro?
I would agree. Compete, yes. Win, no. They haven't shown what they can, or they haven't shown they can win yet.
What do you mean they haven't showed they can win?
Against the best in the world, against EU, no, they haven't shown that.
What?
How have they? How have they? I just had one man arguing that Gen.G was below the floor. So what can I take? What can I value against
Who said that? Was that him?
Yeah, the guy who was watching the game up close and tight and calling the game, he said that Gen.G didn't show up. So how can I argue that like they can compete against the top 2 teams in the world?
He's just delusional. You got to think about it. He's got copium. He's on the payroll for a reason. He's got to say everything within his power to make sure that people know that Gen.G Mobile 1 Gaming Racing is still the greatest team in NA. He's got to say anything to demean.
Okay, but even then, there hasn't been an NA super team that has competed or has won. I would say compete. They can compete. They have not won. NA hasn't won against Europe in how long? It's been forever. What it feels like, it's been forever. And technically NA, our team that has won was 2 European players.
So you mean to tell me that the G2 team can't compete with EU? The G2 team you saw this weekend can't compete with Vitality?
I said they can't compete.
Compete as in they can win. As in they can win.
Oh, wait, are y'all 1-1 with EU right now or 0-1 with EU right now?
Who's 0-1?
0-1.
G2.
0-1.
That was all
because of the oxygen loss.
It's all season. Now it's all season.
That was all season tournament. We're talking about RLCS right now. We're talking about RLCS.
Oh, okay. My bad.
Listen, I'm just saying, bro. You saw what Greg tweeted out. I can't say it on stream, but Greg tweeted out very accurate representation how it feels playing against G2. Y'all go check out Raw Greg's Twitter. Y'all want to see that man spoke straight facts, and I do think that what you saw this weekend was a very clinical G2. Can they improve? Of course, everybody can always improve. It's the beginning of the season. You expect them to be better towards the end. Expect them to be better towards the first LAN. Expect them to even be better for the next qualifier number 2. But that team right there can most definitely compete and arguably win against the Vitality, against a Carmine, man. They played great defense. You couldn't score on them. If you can't score on somebody, that automatically makes it to where you have a chance to compete with the best. And then they're shooting the ball all game. So you're getting opportunities, constant pressure. It don't matter who you are. Yeah, eventually they got to crumble at some point. And then we talk about Jack and them making mistakes. Jack playing uncharacteristic. That's because he's constantly on the back end. Gen.G was in their own third, like 250 seconds or something along those type of lines, man. They're always back there for the game, the average.
Yeah, I am really curious. I am really curious to see because there's like part of me that does feel like this is a team that is kind of developing a play style that is going to be close to Europe, but there's so many other outliers that kind of dampen it for me, which is of course the Gen.G not playing well. Is that more of a factor of G2's performance? I think it does play a part in it, but I don't think it's the whole story.
So Gen.G didn't play well that series.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
they
like I
played.
said,
They played well.
that
Go ahead.
what I'm saying is for the series is that part of it I think was just them. Like, you know, a lot of people are looking at Jack right now and like positional mistakes and things like that. I think part of it is that, but I also think part of it is just how good G2 are.
There you go.
Like,
That's the correct analysis.
That's but again, I think the thing is we haven't seen EU this weekend. All these other teams that made roster moves and will probably change their style of play in order to counter Vitality is going to be a big question. And then, of course, Vitality during the course of the offseason, how do they look coming into the season? It's like, I think a lot, if people who are like hardcore who really want to know this answer are going to watch EU with like a microscope because they're going to see how these teams are looking going into the first major. So I think that's where I'm at with it.
I mean, you never know until they play each other. I will say that if Gen.G play bad nonsense, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that because Gen.G is playing great the series before. So great, in fact, that the whole entire desk picked them to win. So great, in fact, that the whole entire chat picked them to win.
Yep.
And then what happened was they went up against G2. So I don't want to hear none of this nonsense that Gen.G wasn't playing good. But they weren't. They just swept Shopify. I think there's just levels right now, man. I think there's just levels. I think we got Cape Town.
So one team region. That's crazy.
It's not one Virginia region. I think Gen.G's right there. Also think that Luminosity played exceptional. I think Luminosity played great. Shout out Luminosity. Shout out this team stream, Corellian Spaceman. They're doing some great things over there. Very entertaining. They played great. Redos and the boys, they were on, man. They went up against G2, man. They played tight.
4-1, man. They still got 4-1. Do we not take series scores into account? Like, you can play great. You can play a close series. You still got 4-0. You still got 4-1, man. Like, I don't understand how many arguments we have where you argue the same exact thing and now you're flip-flopping.
Yeah, a win's a win. But Luminosity played good. They played great. If Luminosity doesn't go against G2, they might be in the grand final, man. Or if they beat them in that game 5, man, you went up against one of the best teams in the game. That's what happens, bro. Was EU a one-team region with Vitality last year? Even when Vitality was winning everything.
It's been called the one-team region.
I know, that was during BDS's era. They really were a one-team region. But was EU a one-team region last year with Vitality? Even when Vitality was winning everything, were they a one-team region?
No, technically not.
Thank you, because they weren't. And the same thing goes with NA right now. Thank you, sir.
But there was closer series. It was closer series against Vitality against Carmine Corp. It's not closer series.
I need to look at something real quick.
I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. I think Carmine might have had them one time where it was close. The first series, I think Carmine did Vitality. No, I think it was Regional 2 Spring where Carmine might have played them tight. But other than that, Vitality was pretty much cooking. Everybody they played. Man, it wasn't close. In terms of series, at least. But teams would compete against them. You saw BDS on the up and up. That's why they happened in Spring Major.
So, just for clarity's sake, we'll talk about Spring Regionals. First Spring Regional, they won 7 games with Liquid in the grand final. Second Spring Regional, K-Corp was coming in from the lower bracket, won the first series, lost the second series. This was after being 4-0'd in the upper bracket final. And then in the Spring Invitational, it was Vitality versus BDS. Vitality won 4-1. They beat them 4-1 twice, uppers and grands.
So yeah, Liquid back then, you had BDS, you had K-Corp. None of them could beat them, but they all were competing against them. So I think
there's a lot closer series. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's a lot closer series. I guess we'll wait till the second regional to actually justify this. G2 dominates again.
I mean, if they win again, but if there's, you would expect Gen.G to get better, bro. You would expect Luminosity to get better. You would expect DECALS to be able to compete against them better. You expect all these teams, Shopify, even if they go against them. It's got some good squads, man. I wouldn't call it a one-team region, bro. I'm not going that far.
Yeah, I'll wait till next regional to call it a one-team region for sure.
So right now, Ro, are you thinking that G2 was going to win every regional up until the major?
I think they should. I think they should.
Interesting.
Their floor, we just seen their floor.
That wasn't their floor, though. I think they played exceptional Rocket League.
I think they can play better.
I mean, it could, but I wouldn't
Do
say
you
consider
think
that's
they
a floor.
peaked? I think that's what they
I
can
don't think
do.
it's a peak, but I think it's a more along the average of what you expect to see from them.
The floor, that's what the basic. That's what you should see from them.
Is the floor the average?
The floor is what you're getting. Like,
I thought the
on a
floor was the
consistent
I thought the
basis.
floor was the worst you could play.
This is what we're getting on an average basis, is what you're saying.
I
From
would say
G2.
probably close to that.
Consistent average basis.
Mhm.
Which in my eyes would be the floor. Like
If that's the
this is
floor, it
what
might be
you're
the floor.
getting.
It might be
This
floor.
is
Then
what
listen,
you're
you're right.
getting.
Then you're right on that answer. Then I'll give that up.
Okay. Well, there's people in chat saying floor is the worst.
Yeah.
So I don't know. This is an argument apparently in chat right now because I see chat saying floor is average. I'm seeing people saying floor is the worst.
I thought
I might
floor
need
was
to
the
look up
worst.
an official definition, but I can understand the miscommunication here. Either way, yeah. Let's move on. Unless we got more G2 to talk about.
I ain't got
good
nothing
on
else to talk
G2?
about, man.
All right,
The machine. They back, baby.
they are back. A team that I think a lot of
That's so
people thought
sad.
were going to be kind of back, but not really, was OG. Let's go to OG, but not the OG topic. OG finishes 0-3 in Swiss. OG ranked by NA Pros as the top 4 team in North America. Let's go back really quick to the Swiss results to see OG's performance here in the Swiss stage. What were their matchups like? I feel like context is important here. First round matchup was, of course, against Gen.G Mobile One Racing. They lost that one, went down, and then faced Dignitas second round, and then faced Pirates on a boat in the third round. You can easily follow. They're at the top on the far left, and then just look at the bottom for the rest of it. So OG out here, and we can take a look at some of the OG highlights as we talk more about it, but the showing from them was, I really don't think, even with the whole fraud watch topic last week, even I did not predict this. OG going out 0-3 in Swiss. I mean, let's just take a look at some of the clips before we really get into it. I mean, decent pressure. I mean, this is against Dignitas. They had everybody jump in. Good shots from Noli here.
They lose an OT. Oh,
Ooh.
bumped. I bumped him in the net. What happened? Naps got beat. Noli, not the best.
Double commit.
They just have no boost. They're out. They're empty. They're empty, and Evoh slammed it. Another play against Dignitas right here.
Light touch, calm, stand on it. J Naps. That's a good touch from Arsenal. And then what the?
I think Naps is a little slow on that challenge right there. Good hit. Noli. Ooh,
Oh.
unfortunate calm. What? Okay. Wow, wow,
Ooh.
wow, wow. There we go.
Okay.
There's a goal. Oh, now we're on the Pobe.
Yep.
Shout
Pirates
out
on
to
a
Cheese,
boat.
by the way.
Yeah, big shout out to Chiefs. I do want to talk Pirates on the boat here a little later too. But
That
he can't be
defense is
letting
just
that in.
How's
abysmal.
that in?
That defense is just abysmal from OG. You expect better, right? Expect better right there. 5 of them clipped on me and Raul last night.
He's good. He's nice. And this game is particularly close. 3-2, 18 seconds left.
Not a good touch.
It's just a challenge. Challenge is tough there. So rough from OG. Just so you guys see where the players had OG ranked, let's pull up the player top 10 list. This is average ranking. Gibbs had asked 10 NA teams to rank their top teams 1 through 10. And this is what it ended up with. Of course, OG sitting at that 4th spot there. So a lot of people kind of had OG doing pretty well. And they ended up just going out early in Swiss. Now, I kind of want to adjust this whole thing for me because of the whole fraud watch conversation here. And even though this was a bad showing from OG, at least in terms of expectations, I feel like it's just a combination of matchups here, and then getting into that third round, especially knowing how good those players are individually, and then just kind of psyching out, like going up against a Pirates on a boat team who also was in that position, and they said, you know what, this is the lowest we could possibly be at. because I remember I spoke to Chiefs about this when they went up against OG. They said to each other, "This is the lowest we could possibly be at, but that's okay because we've gotten all that pressure, all that stuff out the way. Let's just start to work." And they really had like a good team moment that helped build up their run into getting in the top 8. And I feel like for OG, I mean, like with all the expectations on them, I think maybe like that disappointment kind of started to set in, and Pirates are both surged at the right time. Wouldn't really judge this team too harshly. I feel like we'll see them back and definitely better next time around. But it is an unfortunate loss. What do you guys think?
I believe that, man. OG, they had a bad weekend. They had a really bad weekend. It's what's gonna happen in the qualifiers. I can't say that all the teams are gonna do that. I can't even see that another team that is highly ranked and highly regarded and as highly respected as OG will do what they did. First off, they even qualify having to go to the lower bracket and then fighting, clawing, tooth and nail to get into it. You had to go game 5 in the open quals, but then also coming into this and then kind of just not playing their best ball. You expect to see it better from them in every aspect. And I honestly believe this is probably the worst you're going to see from the whole entire split and probably their whole entire tenure of the whole entire season of RLCS 2024. You see the pros rank them as the 4th best team in an A. That's based off of scrims, probably scrims and what they're seeing, how they're playing. And if they're ranking them at 4, they're ranking them above a whole bunch of other teams that are really good and really solid. And probably surprised a lot of people to even see OG ranked that high. So this is a one-off. It's a bad weekend. Had to go up against Gen.G. Started off slow, didn't work out. Ended up playing Pobe and DECALS. DECALS, you saw what they did. They went 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 in it, and they made all the way to the top 4. Pobe was surprising everybody. Had a great analytical mind of the Chiefs, coaching them up. And honestly, Pobe could have done better than they did on the weekend if they had made a couple of their shots. So they went up against 3 really good teams, man. And OG's also in that category. You expect to see better from it, and I do expect them to bounce back. I don't know the calculations for the majors, but I'm assuming it's out the picture unless they can win. So win a couple of qualifiers. But like I said, I do expect them to be a little bit better, and I do expect my boy Naps to be much better. He only had 1 goal across the 3 series, but he had 22 shots. So he's peppering. You know how much of a sniper that man is. Eventually, there's going to be some regression to the mean right there, and he's going to be slotting some of those shots like he always has historically, and then OG's going to get back on track.
I don't know the exact stats, but I think their play style is kind of what's keeping them in this struggling. I think I need to see Calm be a lot more aggressive, Noli be a lot more aggressive. Those are 2 players that we've seen become disruptors for the previous teams and rosters and create a lot more offense. I think it's been a while since Calm has been a guy who's been known to use his mechanics in order to create offense, but I think he needs to go back into that ways, maybe practice a lot more in this time. And he's probably even doing that. He needs to be the guy who's leading the offense for this roster, creating opportunities for Noli and JNAP specifically to come up and make shots and open targets. But I think right now they're really discombobulated with the rotations, and you can tell that they're lost in this 0-3 Swiss. I think it's super uncharacteristic, and I think they will bounce back given the next 2 weeks of practice. I think it's on Calm though. Like Calm really needs to revitalize his offensive approach in his game and take a step forward in that.
Why just Calm?
And I think Calm is vital for that role. Like I think Calm is the guy on this roster that he still has the mechanical, like he still has more of the mechanical ability than Noli and JNAPs to keep it frank. And I think Calm needs to take that role in order to create the offense for this team.
You say you were talking about their play style a little bit. I mean, what is their, could you like elaborate on what their play style is?
Well, I think that right now they're all just 3, like they're like 3 support players kind of trying to play for each other, which right now they're struggling against like everybody trying to even push out on offense. And on defense specifically, you see them like they're really struggling on defense, which is bad because they're like no one is playing for each other. They're not playing like 50-50 ball, or they're just getting beat to balls, and it just seems lost all over the pitch. Like an 0-3 from a roster of 3 former major contenders is just telling you that they just don't know where to be. They're not trusting each other. They're lost. Like all 3 of them are just lost on where to be on the field.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I feel like on a lot of like performances that we've kind of seen against teams like for Gen.G in that first round match, Gen.G's playing very fast, so you don't really have a lot of time to kind of set things up properly. You do have to be able to push out quick. So I can understand that matchup. The Dignitas roster is a team that does play for each other. And they like to, you have a person like Arsenal who makes it really hard to position on the field. So knowing a team that kind of has a game plan already figured out makes it a little tough if you don't have like a proper plan going into it. And then the POI Pirates on the Boat is just a lot of just like young talent just trying to like work together, and they have something to prove, but they also play really like a bit faster pace than normal too. We saw that against Dignitas in the playoffs. So for me, yeah, it does kind of. I do agree with that like take on where the play style is at, and yeah, I think we're all in agreement. We kind of expect OG to bounce back next time around. But of course, OG was not the only team that played in the Major One quals. Let's take a look at that Swiss result once again. Guys, in terms of surprises and disappointments here for the Swiss, where do your eyes shift towards first? I want to go with Raul here.
In terms of surprises, I'll have to go with Snowman for sure. I think that's the obvious. Snowman having NRG's previous Frosty before his departure, and he actually looked fantastic with his young gun roster of Reveal and Scribbles. They look incredible, just being one series away, going up against Shopify Rebellion at the end there. Unfortunate for them to face a top 4 team in this qualifiers, but I have high hopes for this roster. They're all young guns, and I was saying before, keep an eye on Scribbles. He's the youngest on this team. And going into the future of Rocket League, he's the first player, the youngest player to be able to play against pros at a high level on a main stage like RLCS on a platform like this big. So I think he can enhance his gameplay and speed up the amount of time it takes to develop a player of his caliber.
Hope, bigger surprise, as you can see, they made it all the way. Obviously, of course, biggest disappointment would be OG. And yeah, that's about it for me. I like the kids too. All the kids were good. They were all pretty good. But Pope,
The young ones.
yeah, the young ones, all 6 of them. But no, Pope qualified, so that'd be me.
I could definitely understand those. I did like Pirates on a Boat making top 8 with the Chiefs as the coach there too. I feel like that's just such a big win, especially for the kind of like analysis team and just for Achieves himself. I think we all knew who the type of person Achieves is, and seeing that also be kind of represented a little bit in the gameplay. Of course, the players in themselves is not Achieves playing, but the players themselves really showed up. You talk about Eris and 5UP. Eris has made a regional I think his first regional event was in RLCS X. 5UP, it's his first event. And Andy, everybody knows what Andy could do. We saw him on Dignitas last year. Seeing those guys go back, or seeing those guys all make top 8 together, especially after going down 0-2 in Swiss, was very impressive to me. I was super impressed by that. I think another team that's kind of impressive to me is M80, because M80 did go 0-3 in Swiss, but I feel like people are calling it the Swiss Merchants with.
You mean 3-0?
Yep.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3-0. Yeah. But the Swiss Merchants with Jorius, and some people are saying AJ. Is AJ a Swiss merchant?
I don't know.
I wouldn't consider him a Swiss merchant.
Yeah, I heard some people saying that, but I still thought it was very impressive considering that both Jorius, Nas moving to America, Nas's first event coming out. We saw a little bit of struggles in the Rebellion series for them, but the fact that they made top 8 was really good. It seems like when AJ took to Twitter afterwards that he was pretty proud of the team and sees a lot of potential for them in the future. Disappointments, kind of agree with the what was already said, the OG. I feel like I gotta lump TSM in there a little bit because I felt like TSM was going to take it to a lot of teams and be at least in round 5. I didn't expect them to go out round 4, but that's just kind of slight. Nothing really too crazy there. But again, the young guns surprised me too. I feel like Snowman can make a top 8. I want to see that. I want to see that. Brackets. Let's look at brackets here for playoffs. Thanks, Ben. Top 8 bracket here. Is this kind of on par for what you guys would have expected if this bracket was presented in front of you?
Yep.
Roll.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it just looks. Knowing what we know now, I think the only thing that I think I would have wanted to see Rebellion play a closer matchup against Gen.G, but yeah, I think this is kind of what it would look like, especially the way they looked up against M80.
All right, cool. Let's get out of here. Let's talk decals. If you guys know, RLCS 2024 decals have been announced. They dropped yesterday in the shop. Let's roll that trailer. Boom. Decals now in the item shop. Make sure to get yours. And also, chat, I'm going to ask you guys later on which one is your favorite. So if you haven't checked it out, please check it out. We're going to go down the line to give out our favorites. Of course, you already know mine. My goodness. Just show the Gen.G Mobile One Racing decal. I love it. I actually do. I was using it last night. I felt fast. I felt really fast. Of course, Gen.G took to Twitter as well, talked about it. This one is definitely an upgrade from last year. I think that is not arguable. The 2 stars represent the major win and the Gen.G Mobile One Racing Black, the women's team, also taking the dub in WCB. So I really like that little attention to detail there. And yeah, I think this is, of course, the best iteration of the decal, and I like it a lot. Raul, who'd you have?
I had Moist. I like Moist's, like, it looks like graffiti, but like or the flames on the side. I don't know. I just like the unique design of it, especially with the colors meshing along. But it has this nice like blend and twist, and then the letters that are covering up the Moist. I just think it's fire. Like it just has a unique look to it.
Yeah, I like the sword, and I like the banner too. I thought the banner was really dope. Bates, who'd you have?
You already know mine's gonna start with a G. Give me Gentlemates. I like the way the pink look. Gentlemates, they had a nice little cool design, nice and calm. I love the color pink. It looks really good. It's gonna look hot out there on the field. I think Gentlemates, they cooked up something nice. So I have to roll with them. I like what they got going on over there.
I like the pink. I thought it was very different and fresh. It looked cool. It looked cool.
It was cool.
Chat,
I like colors.
Chat, give me your best decal right now. I'm looking right now, guys. I see Rule 1 is clean. TSM goes hard. I'm surprised. A lot of people like the TSM one. I do like the design. Vitality. Okay, we got BDS. We got some G2s. Oh my gosh. It feels like everybody has like a specific one. Seeing a lot of Moist, seeing a lot of G2s, seeing a lot of SSGs and Oxygens. I am really, really surprised by that. I also did like Elevate. Dad's bring back the beard. Yep, I'll bring it back tomorrow.
He can't. He can't bring it back until Gen.G starts winning again. That's why he got rid of it. His breath smelling like Similac out there now. Look at him. That boy got them rosy cheeks out there. He's smiling like he's a young buck again. He wanted to go back to high school. He wanted to just erase his mind. He wanted to go back so far to just not even put himself in the position that he was in last weekend. He felt the NRG pain again. He felt the PTSD. And he said he didn't want to do it no more. That's why he shaved the beard. He thought shaving the beard would give him a new fresh outlook on life. That's why he shaved it. Hopefully he grows it back soon, because trust me, he don't need it. I think he looks good out the way, but it does give a little bit of extra little manliness to him.
I appreciate that. I'm trying to get it to connect more, chat. Okay. Once I've really realized it was patchy, it kind of bothered me. It bothered me a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll tell you this though, Chad. Don't he shine though more? More, hit us with a smile, coach. Don't he shine? He shines more without it. He's got a little more sheen to him. You know what I'm saying? He probably put a little bit of lotion on, a little bit of sunscreen on, just to make himself a little bit brighter. And he's got something going on over there. Trust me, that. Look at him.
Listen, Chad, my birthday's in 10 days, okay? Take it for what it is.
10 days, he's turning 28, and he doesn't look a day older than 16 without that beard. I'll tell you that much. He's going to be having people confused out there. Gonna try to go on a date for Valentine's. You go, oh, never mind.
Okay, okay. Before this goes off the rails, I'm gonna distract you with something that also went off the rails. We got one of the interviews of all time. Let's roll the interview.
But it is Evoh and Dignitas who take down Pirates, and now I'm joined by the star of that series from Dig, Evoh. Evoh, congratulations on the win. You certainly put a lot of work into it.
Yeah, we did.
You know, you had, I don't know if you're fully aware of what your stats were in that series. 6 goals, 2 of them the overtime winners. You also had the 4 assists. I mean, it felt like you were everywhere on the field, almost like there were 4 players on the pitch for Dig.
Yeah.
Okay, well, okay, fair enough. What I want to ask you about is actually the process now of teaming up now with Arsenal and Gyro, right? Because it's been a tumultuous offseason, everybody moving around. What has their addition to this team done for you personally as a player?
I don't know. Ask me the question again.
What is Arsenal and Gyro coming to Dignitas done for you as a player, for your comfort level?
I mean, I think Gyro like enables me, and Arsenal just there to comfort me and like make me play better. And yeah, that's it.
Was there any point in that series that you guys felt nervous at all? Like, you know, this Pirates team kind of coming out of nowhere and giving you guys a scare?
After the first game, I was nervous. I don't know if my teammates were, but I was nervous because not gonna cap it. I did not want to lose to Andy, my former teammate. So yeah.
Yeah, what was it like playing against him? I mean, were you surprised at what his teammates were able to come up with here, or was it pretty much what you guys expected?
I mean, I wasn't surprised because I already know like they're all good in their own way. Especially 5-up. Like, he's super good, and Eris is a good ball chaser, and he's like that third man on the team.
Well, you guys get past Pirates in 6 games, and now you get to look forward to the semifinals tomorrow. You've got the winner of G2 and Luminosity. Any thoughts on those 2 squads? Maybe who you would rather face?
I mean, I would have rather faced Lumen because I don't think we've lost them yet. But I think G2 probably won in a sweep.
Yeah, G2 in a sweep.
Yeah.
All right, well, hey, fair enough. Any shout outs you want to give here before we let you go?
Shout out Hezzy Bros, shout out Ska, and my team.
All right, well, Evoh with 6-4, a couple of overtime winners, and Dignitas is through into the semis. Evoh, thanks for joining.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the interview of all time tomorrow?
Yeah.
Roll.
I don't know.
Yeah. What was the question?
Repeat it one more time.
Wait. DeMar, so DeMar, so you know you were out there playing for Gen.G, man. You had about 6 goals, had about 4 assists. You know, had to bring y'all all the way to Game 5, Game 7. I mean, my apologies, going up against that old FaZe clan, you know, and you just really had to work to really score. But y'all ultimately end up getting the W. How you feel about that?
I don't know. Yeah.
Shout out Evoh for real, bro.
Shout out Evoh, man.
Yeah,
I
man.
ain't laughed that long watching this stream, bro. I said this is hilarious.
I think I've spoken to Evoh, and like literally everybody who talks to him after that interview is like, "What were you doing on that interview?" And he's like, "I'm never doing an interview again. I'm never doing an interview again. I can't do it again." No, we're like, "No, you have to do an interview again. Like, you cannot run from this. This is at this point, if this is your last interview, this is how people will remember you. Like, you got to change this narrative." Oh man, he was hitting me up last night. He said, "Maybe I can come on first touch." I said, "No, I said, no, you can't come on first touch. You got to figure out how
Oh
to
man, he
come
could have came out first touch.
No, because I knew he wasn't going to show up. But also, he was
wasn't gonna-
actually talking about planning it. And I think he has school right now. So that's why he couldn't make it. But he was interested in being on first touch. So, you know,
We got to make it happen.
Yeah.
I don't know how we gonna get him. He's in school, but we gonna figure it out then.
Maybe we get him for after dark or something.
We'll pre-record or something like that.
Yeah.
that was an absolutely fantastic moment. That was a fantastic moment, man. I personally enjoyed it. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just pure, I don't know, just like innocence in a way.
Yeah, it is innocence. Like he just had no idea like what to say. We're so used to like PR answers given by Abjack or Gen.G, and then
he was just,
and then we have Evoh just showing up and saying like just anything that's on his mind.
Is that his
seemed
first
like much was
ever
on his mind.
interview?
I think probably.
I think so.
Yeah, right. That would have to be his first interview. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh,
then again,
man.
also, what's up with him switching his yeah? One is ye, one is
Yeah,
yeah,
and yeah.
and ye, yeah. why are we switching it up? Which one is it? Pick one. Pick one and stick to
I
it.
don't know.
That was absolutely fantastic. There's probably a lot of people saying players need to have media training. What are our thoughts on that? They got to have media training. If you have media training, you don't have moments like that.
True.
Thanks.
That is true. I feel like we're in a little impasse because everybody wants, you know, the interviews where the players are, you know, speaking properly and yeah, we put a good game out there. Yeah, much respect to the other team. But that starts to become robotic after a while. I enjoy the fact that we get to hear their personalities and we get to see them, you know, for who they are. Because, you know, at the end of the day, these just kids play Rocket League.
It is.
I agree.
I loved it. I love that. I need to see more of that. More people going on interviews, just having fun with it. I think he had fun. It was fun, and it was fun. It was fun in his way,
in his
mind.
brain, yeah, in
his brain. It was fun, and that made it fun, and that made it enjoyable for viewers. I personally enjoyed the interview. Okay, you could tell he started smiling sometimes when he's getting the questions. He
just wasn't worried about it.
He was enjoying the moment. I loved it.
yeah.
I loved it. Shout out Evoh, giving us a great moment in Rocket League history. I loved it.
Yep. Evoh, do another one if we're watching back. Let's go to OCE. Gus's world. Gus flies high in OCE role. Do you know who Gus is now?
No. Did he win? I don't think so.
He didn't win.
Did you know whether he won or not? What team he played for?
I do know he didn't win. He plays on the Chiefs and Power One.
Oh man.
So
Listen, man.
he didn't win.
OC had some stuff, man. Gus was balling. We got any
Oh,
clips?
Gus could be
tape.
balling.
Roll that.
We got the Gus tape?
Gus tape.
Don't throw the Gus tape. But first off, I really see that CJ be doing these Chiefs watch parties or something like that. It's hard. It's hard for me. But I be hearing his loudness. Yeah, he's a character. CJ might be the character. He might be the main character, and he's fantastic. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at Ben because I'm trying to figure out where the Gus tape is.
Oh well. Oh,
There it is. Roll the Gus tape.
Why are their names Soldier Boys? What is happening here? What? What? Okay, I'm just gonna ignore that for now. I'm just gonna ignore this. Okay, she's going up against Gremlins. Look at him.
This was in Swiss.
Look at Gus.
Ooh. I like the little light touch. Why is he in a
1, 2,
bus?
toodaloo. That's something easy to do. Cut him up, crossover like Allen Iverson.
Oh man, Gus on the bus.
Oh, are you paying attention? Gus is
Who's he
balling.
playing against?
The Gremlins. Cabo.
Bro, who is that?
They beat him in 7. That's why
You
they're
don't know
not in
about
the finals.
Cabo?
I've never seen these players on the land.
Okay, listen, OC's on the come up. They got new players. Look at Gus off the ceiling. 1, 2, total.
Oh.
That might be goal of the weekend, by the way, too. Coming out of OC. Look at Hunter. Gus is up early. Did he pre-jump? I
Got
believe he
him.
pre-jumped off the ceiling.
Okay, I respect that.
You respect it? Listen,
rate
you didn't
that
pay
one.
attention. Gus is balling now.
I don't know if he's gonna do that in the international stage, but
International? What you mean?
if I see that on international stage, then
Oh my gosh,
then I'll
man.
start
What
to
I'm worried
respect
is that
Gus.
you're just a hater. You are
How am I
H-A-T-E-R,
hater?
hater.
How am I a hater when
What
I
do you
want to see him
mean?
do it against the top talent in the world?
He pre-jumped the pass.
Okay, because he's comfortable against his own region. That's like G. Never mind. I'm not even bringing that back up. But like, I need to see him against international talent. Like that's it. I respect this game. Look, he looked solid. He looked good. But like, I gotta see it against the top dogs. Like he's in a small pond. I gotta see him in the ocean. That's it. That's it.
Basically, like a man stunned.
He's just a hater, bro. Everybody from now on, it's gonna be I gotta see it against international. I gotta see it against Zen.
What is that?
If it's not against Zen and if it's not against Zen or Vatira, it doesn't matter.
I mean,
Yo,
bro, look,
OCE is a small pond.
he's hitting nice
I
shots.
don't care. It was a cool shot. It was a cool shot, you know, a pre-jump off the ceiling, watching the waterfall drop down, catch it. It was cool. I mean, it's all right, but you're doing it against OCE. I got to see it against international. Gen.G, G2, you smoked everybody the whole entire weekend. Doesn't matter. I got to see it international. God dang, you're a hater, man. Just give people the props, bro.
What? Like,
Just admit it was a good shot.
I did say it was a good shot.
That's all I need to hear then.
I did say you
always
even
a
mocked
fight.
me and
It's
said it
always
was a
a
good
fight.
shot. I did say it was a good shot.
There's a saying that everything before
Bro,
a
I
fight doesn't
did
matter.
say it was a good shot. I said it was a good shot.
It's a great shot, but I haven't seen it against the international squad, y'all.
my
Haven't seen
God.
it.
I
Haven't
said it was a
seen it,
good
y'all.
shot.
Haven't seen it against the international. Listen,
pond,
if
it's a big ocean.
Man. I said it was a good shot. I just gotta see
and
it
just
against
keep it
top
at that.
teams.
That's all I'm asking. Just keep it
Why?
a good shot. Gus,
All right, it was a
great
good shot.
man.
Great shot,
Keep
Gus.
balling out. You gotta
Keep
do
balling, Gus.
better in the placement. You gotta do better
Nah,
in the
cause
finishing.
Keep balling, Gus. You're great, bro.
we're all gonna go into PR mode. Great shot. That was a great shot.
Good shot, Gus.
Next question.
Great shot, man. Hey. Listen, I just want to give Gus his props, man. OC, their props too.
Yeah, definitely props OC. I was watching OCE. Now I kind of feel I feel similar to you guys as we could pull up the
What's the bracket look like?
bracket to see what happened, but I promise you, every time I tuned in to CJ stream, Chiefs were getting clapped. Every time.
They
I
got
tuned
reverse
in,
swept by them Gremlins. They up 3-0.
they reverse swept by the Gremlins. No, we was watching that in the Swiss. That was
all of this guy's clips from Swiss.
that was from Swiss round 4.
Nah, bro. There's no shot. You just showed me this.
We can bring back to us.
No, bro.
Now now he's gonna come
From
back.
Swiss?
He's gonna come back and
Hold on,
now he's gonna say
No,
Swiss
no,
clips
because
don't matter.
bro,
It only
you
matters
just-
what you do in bracket.
Bro, you just had this whole soliloquy about a shot this man made in Swiss, and I'm not gonna. Great shot, Gus. Great shot. That's a fantastic shot.
Now he's goes. Now he's goes. No. Listen, the goalpost is always gonna shift. It's gonna
Great
shift.
shot, bro.
If somebody hits the most insane shot in
Great
qualifiers,
shot.
it's gonna be qualifiers. I gotta see it in Swiss. They're doing it in Swiss. I gotta see it in bracket. You doing it in bracket? I gotta see it
Nah, bro.
international.
Great shot, Gus.
So what happens if somebody plays good and land? Well, if you didn't win, it doesn't matter. It's gonna be some. It's gonna be some haterade, bro. Somewhere, somebody, somehow, he's not gonna give him the props that he deserves.
It's even gonna make it to international.
Well, listen,
What are we talking about here, man?
Listen, if he's losing to
What are we
Gremlins, he's
talking
got a
about?
long way to go.
This is like if Joyo never made it, bro. Like we're just watching a freestyler hit some clips, bro. Like
Hey, man,
what is
listen.
this?
Hey, man.
Like great shot, man. I
That's a
see
great shot,
people
bro.
hit something like that in ranked. Like great shot.
You don't see people hit that in ranked.
Sure, I'll see somebody peek on me in Reek. Like someone
I was
will
gonna say
psycho
somebody
on
hit
me,
a
like,
psycho on you last
Yeah,
night,
bro. Like great shot,
Wait, they
man.
had a psycho on
Great
him last
shot.
night?
Yeah, I saw the Omar clip.
Oh, man, you got hit with a psycho, bro. That's embarrassing.
He was put-
I
He-
can't
he's pushed
believe
up.
like we're actually like rating that.
Hey, man, listen, man. Chiefs went 3-1. Went 3-1 to Swiss, man. And then they ultimately ended up, and they swept Gremlins too. They swept Gremlins. They swept that team, and then Gremlins. They played them better in the bracket, bro. They played better in the bracket. You expect Chiefs to bounce back, bro. Gremlins had a pretty good run, man. You got that boy Cabo, bro. Cabo.
Cabo, bro.
And you got that man Cabo. I can't say it like the Australian, so I apologize for all the OCE people out there who watch the stream or listen to me. I'm so sorry. I can't do y'all's accent. It's a very incredible accent that I just cannot replicate. But
Yep.
I'll tell you this though, that man Cabo was balling out, and he ended up being the Chiefs, man. Then Power beat Gremlins, and then Power ended up taking it all, man. You gotta see what Gus and Hunter and them boys do next qualifier, bro.
Yeah, I'll be waiting for the next Gus shot.
Hey man, listen. So what happens if he wins? You know it's Gus Hunter super lucky.
Okay, if he wins, I'll start tuning in. I'll respect this.
He'll start tuning in. That's when he'll start tuning in.
I just feel like you gotta tune
win, bro,
in
like-
anyways. Just
Okay,
because you gotta hear. No. Listen. I'm saying you just gotta hear the way CJ gasses these dudes up, man.
But they good though, so I'll gas them too.
I mean, like I said, I tuned in at the wrong time. I tuned in while they was getting swept, so it was
They
bad
didn't get
for me.
swept. They just lost 4-3.
No, in Swiss, when I watched them in Swiss, that's when
Yeah.
that's when I tuned in. I saw them go against Kaka's Millions, and CJ kept saying, "Gazarin, don't worry, the series is just getting started," and they just kept losing. So I was like, I gotta go to bed, bro. I gotta wake up for tomorrow. So it was a little rough for me. So I'll tune in next weekend. Either way, CJ has a great stream there, so you do want to check that out. But yeah, hopefully we see the bounce back. Unfortunately, we were all wrong though about OCE. That's
Yeah,
one
we
of the
were.
things too.
Yeah, but I will tell. I think OC's got some good squads though, man. I think they got some decent squads. You always want the question mark. See, this is what I give her all the question mark. For OC is always how they gonna perform internationally. That's always the question mark. But see, me, the thing is, I bring that up after. I bring that up after we're talking about everybody, not during Gus's clips. So. And the question is how
In
they're gonna play,
Swiss,
but I
by the
do
way.
think that they got some good squads, man. You got Power, you got Chiefs, you got Ground Zero, you got Pioneers, you got Caucus Minions, man. And I guess you got this Gremlin squad if they can beat Chiefs. So you got a couple good squads, a few good teams over there that can compete amongst each other. The question then becomes, can they compete for real? And when I mean compete, like win internationally. If you could see that a team like Chiefs, they have the mechanical ability. I mean, that Gus shot. To transition that, Raul brings up a good point that he's doing it against his own. He might be a little more comfortable playing against NAEU. Might be a little different, but he has the mechanical ability, and so he can do it. So that type of stuff that translates if he just has the confidence, and if you have the confidence, you have the skill, you have the mechanical ability, you can beat or you can at least compete against the best of the best. So it'll be interesting. OC, got my eye on you this year. Got my eye on you, CJ. Why are you smiling?
Because speaking of CJ, someone sent me a clip. They said you should have seen how they lost. I said, send me a clip. They were up a game 6 against Gremlins, 1-0 with 20 seconds left. They tried to go for a play to score. The ball pitches off the goal or the Super Lucky's car. They take it the other way, air dribble bump to force game 7, force OT, and then they win OT and go to game 7. You just hear CJ.
Oh yeah, I remember that clip. Is that clip clean? We might be able to play it.
I think it is clean.
Is it clean?
Here, I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna post it here.
Throw it in the bin. Then verify. Make sure it's clean. Let's see if we can throw it on stream real fast. Chiefs throw completely. Here, verify that. Oh, never mind. He says he can't use the audio, but we can still. But still, anyways, who cares? At least show the clip. At least show the clip so we can see what's going on. So the people at home, just in case they missed it.
Seriously?
All right, we got the clip coming right now. We got the clip coming right now, y'all.
CJ is so funny, man.
Actually, no, we need the audio of you laughing as much. Chris, download it. We'll come back to it. We'll play in a little bit. It's cooking. It's cooking.
Okay,
we'll download.
yeah,
We'll get the whole entire clip cooked up. In the meantime, what we got next to Bab?
What we got next is Sam and NA, or Sam greater than NA. That's
Never
the
mind.
question.
Never mind. Our producer saying we can't do it for some reason. I don't know why. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't understand. Go and find CJ's clips, and you'll see.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, I could just post it in the Twitch chat. It's no big deal, chat. If you guys want to see
There you go.
it. There you go.
There you go. Go check out the clip chat.
I just posted it, chat. Okay, so Sam greater than NA. Sam shines in their first qualifier of the season. Complexity Crew and Furious show levels. Sam was actually really, really entertaining to look at. I mean, it felt like they got some titans over there. and they're going to be battling all split basically to see which teams are going to go to the major here. I believe Complexity ended up winning in a sweep. Complexity looked really good. What are our thoughts on Sam?
Sam looks good, man. It looked good, bro. You added the 2 best teams ever in Sam history. Well, 2 best organizations, I could say. Well, I guess Complexity wasn't down there. There used to be True Neutral. You get the whole point. There was the two best general roster organizations, whatever wordplay you want to use about it. They both left the NA and out of back. You put that on top of Crew and a whole bunch of other teams, and that's what you get. And Sam special, man. But I'll tell you this though, Fury was whooping everybody. Fury was whooping everybody. I think they played like 24 games. I think they had a ridiculous amount of goals. But when they came up and went against
Complexity,
they didn't end up getting the W.
it was actually really rough. They only had 2 goals the whole series, 1 goal in game 1 and 1 goal in game 2. Game 3 and 4 shutout, 4-0 shutout and 1-0 shutout in game 4.
I believe they play them earlier in that tournament as well.
They did. They swept them.
Yeah.
They swept them.
Crazy.
They swept them. So they were on, and Complexity wasn't. But then, I mean, of course, bracket does mean more than Swiss play. So
Wow.
at that point, you got to end up balling out. Some would say it was a bad series for Fury, but
Yeah,
some would
so
say
in-
Complexity had a bad series initially.
On the inverse of that too, Furia held Complexity to 2 goals when they played in that Swiss round 3. A goal in game 1 and a goal in game 2. And then it was a 5-0 in game 3. That's actually so interesting because Complexity really did the reverse. It was 4-0 in game 3 in the grand final. So crazy to see like how competitive Sam can really be sometimes. It does come out to like who's showing up.
Yeah, it does. And then like you got Ninjas in Pajamas right here, who made it all the way to the semifinals, and then they got absolutely stomped by Fury. I mean, absolutely stomped, y'all. It was 5-2, 7-1, 2-1, 2-1. Sweep in the semifinals, but that Ninjas in Pajamas team, that's a good squad as well, man. I mean, I don't know. Sam's got some talent. They've got some talent, and they're really fun to watch. And it's just gonna be interesting to see. I do still believe, and the people who really love Sam, who really love Sam, are gonna say, "Bates, you don't know what you're talking about. You don't watch the region, yada yada yada." I still do believe that it's just gonna be Complexity and Fury, at least for this first land. I think that's just gonna be the end result. They're both gonna be there. I think the next go around, you might see a Crew sneak up on them. You could be a Shaman Esports. You saw what they did a little bit. They were pretty good, but they need to give them a little bit more experience in them. But like I said, initial thoughts, Complexity, they look good. CRR looked great, especially in the grand final. And Furia, they averaged like 2.88 goals per game or something on those lines, if my memory serves me correctly. And that is including the terrible series against Complexity at the end. So they were on fire. I want to see that rematch. I don't really care if it's in the semifinals or the grand finals because I just want to see what those 2 teams can do against each other one more time.
But they were on like a 20+ win streak, right? Fury was, I believe, going into that Complexity series. I think it was like 20-something wins in a row that they had.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it was crazy.
20-something wins in a row. What do you mean?
During the
Is that games? Is that series?
I believe it was series in the offseason.
Oh, that's good for them.
Series in the
24
offseason heading into the
series.
season.
Someone chat said 24 series.
24 series.
25 series win streak. Oh wow.
That's
Listen,
insane, bro.
I can tell you this. I can tell you this though, man. You don't want to be included.
Season events.
You don't want to be included in that because if that ultimately ends up happening, you might pull a. People don't know the OG Muffin Men. When they were qualifying, Jamar, and y'all might remember this. When they back in season 3 when they didn't qualify, what was that? It was Team Iris.
Yeah.
Yeah, that team was unbeatable back in the day. Every single tournament back in the day, I forgot that initial team was unbeatable. They didn't make it. They picked up Gimmick, and the next team was unbeatable as well. They went like 24-0, but then I guess eventually they did end up winning DreamHack Atlanta. So sometimes win streaks do end up proving their worth, but sometimes they don't. So win streak, it's pretty good. Who's better, do you think, Complexity or Fury?
Oh, that's tough. That's hard to tell. I mean, I have to give it to Complexity right now because of the win in the finals, but I think that could completely change next event.
I'm leaning more towards Furia bouncing back.
What
I'm
about
just
you,
gonna
Bates?
roll with complexity every single time.
That's valid.
It's kind of like Rage Bull and CRR. I think they're great.
Yeah.
Dorito, he's good.
Listen. I'll give Dorito
He's
his
good.
credit because he was under a lot of scrutiny joining the team initially. A lot of people did not think that Dorito was going to, like they said, replacing AJG with Dorito. Like, are you serious? But I mean, a win like that proves Dorito's worth to the team. You see exactly what's going on with them. If they can continue to keep it up, I feel like that only adds more to Dorito's stock. So,
Oh, I'm not even gonna question Dorito's skill. I know he can play.
yeah.
I'm just remembering the last time I seen him in Atlanta, it was a little suspect. It
Oh, yeah,
was a little suspect. So
That was unfortunate. Yeah.
it was a very unfortunate day. I'm gonna chalk that to a bad day. He had a really bad day that day. But I still want to see him back on land, and I want to see what he can do.
Valid. Speaking of complexity, let's take a look at some complexity highlights. Can we roll the complexity clips? Complexity versus Fear. These are grand final clips. Let's take a look for ourselves here. Also, big shout out to Rocket Street for the stream. Ugh. Lost.
Is that translate roll?
What do you mean?
I mean, it was a good pass
They
into double touch.
Yeah, I mean they're playing against the top teams in the region. Look, these teams were in NA as well.
Oh,
That
okay.
has to translate.
Oh, okay,
Plus,
okay.
we've seen Loss. Like Loss is one of the most improved players in my opinion. Coming in from last season, and he's just looking like it used to be Yan. Like we just looked at Yan
good
all the time.
pass.
I just think Loss is like taking control of that roster.
Ooh, demo in the back. They cleared it too. I mean, that's just a counter.
It's just terrible. What is Furia doing right here? That's just awful. We can't let that. He flipped up. He hit the ball.
Whoa,
came back.
whoa, whoa.
Oh,
He's
man.
looking like
Drew.
Abjack.
Drew, what happened? You gotta get those.
He got bumped.
Oh, he got bumped.
Got bumped by
He got
CRR.
bumped. Okay.
And man sat on him, man. Nothing you could do, bro.
Yeah,
got
that's
Goomba.
true. Little drop.
Ew.
Oh, right under him.
Oh, CRR,
Okay,
man. Look at him. I do want to say that CRR stats in this series, man, he was on fire, bro. He was on fire. 423 score per game. He had 6 goals in the series. As you can see, he's just always in the highlight clips. He's always putting one away. He was balling up. Ray's Bull had 470 scores per game. Bump, bump, bump. It's just a
Doing
physicality. Furia, they got to work on that.
Yeah.
Work on that complexity, man. I mean, the more they play together, the more they're going to figure it out. And you look at it. Look at Furia. 1,200 score.
Wow.
2.88 goals per game throughout the weekend. 2.46 assists. 4 what is his average of 4 seconds of supersonic?
4 seconds? Okay.
It might be 4
That's just
seconds.
the speed, yeah.
It was saves 3.92. They lead all teams in the region in respective categories. Okay, 4 minutes supersonic. 4 minutes
What?
supersonic average per game. What the?
That is insane.
Oh, that speed. Oh, they starting to get their mojo back. But they playing against Complexity, who's a really solid squad, man. 4
Mhm.
minutes supersonic is crazy. As a team, y'all. As a team.
They are
Imagine
just
how many
moving
y'all,
the
think
field.
about how many y'all be playing Rocket League and don't be moving at all. Y'all struggle to get the supersonic. Well, they're just averaging it. They're just playing supersonic the whole time.
For
That's
4 minutes of the
crazy.
game, bro.
The game is 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. But like, I like this stat, but at the same time, it makes sense as why we're seeing counterattack goals from complexity the other way in, because they're just speeding all the time. No one's slowing down or stopping to like read the play. They just go, 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 go.
Listen, but
Complexity
that-
says, okay, you want to go? You moving too far forward? We'll hit you with the counter, and then you get hit with the bumps.
Hey, and that's what the teams back at land used to do to them. So it actually might be good for Furia. Cause like I said, me and Raul talked about it way back when we said they're gonna lose their mojo. They're gonna lose their swagger when they moved over to NA. I think they did. I think they're gonna regain it in Sam. But now the key distinction between 2 years ago and the present is that you got a complexity squad who plays. I mean, you got 2 Europeans on the squad, and then you got Ray's Bull, one of the greats, and then also they played in NA as well. So you got to make sure of everything. You got to make sure of all the combinations of Rocket League, how to play at the highest level, and a complexity squad that was one of the better teams in the world, a team that could contend and was contending for the world championship. That's what Furia is going to be playing against all the time, honing their skills, continuously getting better, and I think that'll make them better for the international competition when they finally get back over there.
Yep. Couldn't agree more with that one. So we'll end up seeing how things look between the rest of Sam. It's gonna be a fun split, considering all the competition we're kind of having and we're seeing around the world. Of course, we haven't hit everything yet. Let's take a look at MENA. Also, Falcon time. Falcons beat Rule 1 4-1 in MENA Grand Finals. Even after the swap, Falcons remain on top. Bro, was it you who picked Falcons to win?
Yep. Sir. I have Falcons, man. I just base it off of the Twins coming over and joining TRK. I just looked at that roster. Khaled, Ahmed, and Napo. I hope I'm saying his name right. I always get his name. Yeah, I always get his name confused. But there's going to be a solid roster. I think this is actually a two-titan region. I think both of them rosters are probably going to go back and forth. I do think Falcons will end up topping the Rule 1 team more often than not and getting the victories more often than not, simply due to the fact that we've seen Rule 1 last year with the Twins looking incredible internationally. They look fantastic. And then you had TRK, who was arguably top 5 in a lot of people's minds not that long ago at all on that old Falcons roster. I think just their combination, it's pretty dangerous. But I do think they're gonna battle with Rule 1 this season.
Let's take a look at those Falcons clips, man. Let's see the Falcons versus Rule 1 grand final clips, so we can see exactly what Rose is talking about.
All right, bro. I was watching this, man, and Rule 1 had to fight against Infinity to even get here. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
They had to fight. They had to really give it their all to beat that Infinity squad. Beat them in 7. And Rule 1 came out a little hot now. And it's game 1.
Look, I'm out to play. He said, "Hey, yo, give me that ball back real quick."
And see, what makes this matchup so interesting is that arguably Nupo is probably, he could be argued as the best player on the field. So, and since he could be argued that, some people would even say it's not even an argument. He just is the best player on the field. But then at that point, you got Falcons, who got the Twins plus TRK. I think that would shift the scales in a lot of people's eyes. But it is going to be a really great matchup every single time these two teams play. Falcons, I mean, they end up losing 4-1, but you see the type of caliber of goals. I'm not Falcons. Rule 1 end up losing 4-1. My apologies. But you see the type of caliber of goals that Falcons are scoring against this squad.
See, now, if Gus hits that against them, then we can rate it. But like TRK hitting that, you know what I'm saying? He's hitting it against a team that is, are you top 10
I
in
think
the
you're
world
just
right
disrespecting
now?
Cabo, bro.
Oh my gosh. Cabo's not on this field right now, so let's worry about what's on the field.
I mean, I'm just saying he hit against Cabo. Anyways, I remember this too, bro. That was just sad. I was watching like Rule 1, they got him. And this is where the series changed right here. Because it should not be a goal, boys. Never should be a goal. I think Rule 1, they got a little bit too comfortable on the back end. They didn't think they had to worry about it. Ended up getting scored on 0 seconds perfect. Once again, another tough spot. You're playing up tight the whole time, and that's why this 4-1, out of all the grand finals of all the qualifiers this Players Weekend, because there were a lot. A lot. I do believe that this one was the closest one. Both of these teams were neck and neck with one another. And you see Falcons, they just keep on scoring late. Every single game. And then Ahmed, he had to end up scoring right here, but it wasn't going to be enough. They ended up losing this game in overtime, if I recall correctly.
Okay.
That's
sorry. I was reading something in chat. I need this to be checked before I can bring it up on stream, y'all. So I'll put it in the Discord for you guys. But no, I really did. You're right on that. And it's kind of crazy to think about. Where you see all the grand finals in the world except for, let me make sure. But I think all the grand finals in the world were like 4-1 or 4-0. But that one was definitely the closest looking one out of all of them. It's so really interesting how like competitions get really tight, and then once you get in those finals, teams just like it just maybe like the teams of the day just kind of turn it up to a new level.
Yeah, that one was close, and both of those teams are really good, and they have that ability to be some of the best teams in the game. And I also think that Infinity and Twisted Minds are really good in this region as well. I just really think that they could also take series off of those squads. I mean, you see Falcons right there, man. 0-second goal, less than 12 seconds goal to beat Rule 1. Rule 1 had to struggle, had to really fight. I wouldn't say struggle, but they had to really play their best ball against an Infinity squad to beat them. Twisted Minds ended up losing in Infinity, but I mean, you did pick up Mawson, and that's going to be a good team as well throughout the whole entire split. So, being that they have players on teams that could all compete with even these two squads right here. And I do believe that, but once again, it's kind of like the same thing in Sam. You expect to see this Falcons Rule 1 team, both of them in the finals. It's probably going to be that. But at the same time, you have a couple other teams right underneath them that could beat them. And I do think that just because you have more and more teams in both Sam and MENA that can compete against the best, it's only going to make it that much better, make the two teams that do inevitably go to the land that much better. And as I said, I do think that we have a good chance of seeing a Sam or a MENA team win the land this year.
Yeah, I would rate MENA a little bit more above Sam, but I agree with that statement.
You think so?
Yeah, I think MENA's gonna go into international looking really dangerous this year.
Really? So you rate Falcons of Rule 1 over Complexity or Fury?
Yeah, I think I have Falcons top 5. I had Falcons top 5 going into the power rankings. The list that we made last week. I think they'll probably be up there like top 4.
DeMar, what do you think about that?
Oh,
Actually, no. Before you go, I want to know why Roll thinks that. Because he said it. I want to know why you think that Falcons. I don't know about Roman. Why do you think MENA is better? Tell me. Because of results?
Well, my explanation for why Falcons would be better was because they have the Twins, which was a previous Rule 1 team that I watched very closely going into majors and international lands last year, they were performing exceptionally well, especially the first major that they went to. They went top 4. So I saw the potential being there for Clears, Rawas, and picking up TRK. I don't think TRK ever fell off. Like I don't think TRK ever dropped significantly below the skill that he was previously at, which a top 5 level, or saying that he's still around top 5 could be seen as a stretch, but I still think the team wasn't performing. I still think he can perform at that level. I still think he's up there, and adding these 2 young guns to his team who are twins, that I think they're just going to excel going into these majors. I have them outperforming South America because I think that they're playing they can play ranked in Europe. They can practice in Europe, and that excels their gameplay as a whole individually as well.
Okay. What you think, the Babo? I said the Babo, the Bezos, the Dazzrin.
I'm kind of in line with Raul
The
here
shave?
a little bit.
The shaven, the no beard,
The no beard.
the kid.
The ball.
Come on, man! Every time I open my mouth,
the baby. The baby is crazy.
Oh, man.
All right, let my man speak.
so I'm more in line with Raul in terms of what he thinks about MENA. I do think it's close. I don't think it's very clear cut. I think I feel like Complexity and Furia can both, like, they would be battling. They would be trading. I think, like, Sam 1 could probably be MENA 2, but I don't think Sam 1 could be MENA 1. So if we're using Complexity, if we're using just current standings in this case, I think Complexity could be Rule 1, but I could see them struggling against Falcons. I think the reasoning is mainly because of the speed. I'm more concerned with Fury in this case than I am of complexity, just because of how Fury are playing right now. They're playing really fast, and like it does feel like they kind of push a little up too much. And I think the perfect team that counters that is Falcons. I think they got a good play style, lots of trust, and they can interrupt the team. And we've already seen Fury kind of be broken down by complexity. So of course, there's totally a lot of time for them to change things up. This is just if they were to play tomorrow. I feel like this is how I would feel in terms of like Falcons would be able to win out that matchup. But I think it's close. I could see my opinion changing by the time of the major, but right now that's where it's at.
Excellent analysis, the anodized. I appreciate that. That's pretty good analysis. I like that. That's good. So I got a question. I got to ask both of y'all one more question.
What, man?
Why you look like that?
Hey man, listen. The moment you shave that beard, man, the moment you put them clippers, you put that raise on that face, it's gonna be a long 2 hours for you. So I gotta say. So bro, I want to ask you. Obviously, I'm messy, so I need to know. So you rate MENA higher than NA right now? Falcons versus G2 right now.
I'll take Falcons.
That was funny for you. All right,
Your
next
reaction
segment.
was
Next segment.
next segment. Well, okay. Before I tell people I would bring this up. So before we go to the next segment, I think it's one of the things that I would like to do is definitely give out our condolences to Nwippo. I think it was Saturday after it was either I think it was Saturday or Friday after they made top 4. Cresper came out with a tweet talking about how his grandfather passed away and he was still playing in the
really?
regional event. Yes. So definitely want to give our best thoughts, wishes, and condolences to him, and hoping that he like really take some time to be able to process that stuff. I know the season kind of moves really fast, so just want to send that love and well wishes. And if we get some hearts in the chat, we appreciate that too. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man. Much love to the kid, man. I know I couldn't play. I couldn't do nothing. I don't even know. I don't even know. I've been blessed not having anybody in my family pass away just yet. So I definitely I tell you this, I definitely couldn't I couldn't compete. So big ups then. That shows how much you care about his team. Care about is making sure that they can still play, and hope we take the time to be with his family and everything.
Yeah, exactly. So definitely want to touch on that. Let's move on to our next topic, which is Limitless and SSA. Now, chat, we had a couple things playing here that couldn't make the cut. We want to show you a lot of reactions, a lot of passion in the SSA region after this. I know there was a big conversation about the some of the EU bubble players kind of moving over to SSA, but in the grand finals, Limitless takes down YMC in style. And my goodness, do they do so. 4-0 sweep. First game, 5-0. Second game, 4-2. Third game, 5-2. And fourth game, 3-1. How we feel about this, guys?
Listen, I watched it live. I'll tell y'all this. If y'all don't follow Graybeard on Twitch, you need to get in there. That was entertaining. And also, if you're a fan of NA, those streams are happening. Like their championship Sunday is about an hour or 2 hours. It's gonna finish an hour or 2 hours before NA starts on your Sundays. So that not this weekend, but the next weekend, you need to tune in because that man was so biased, but it was so great to watch how biased he was. Somebody came up in the chat. They came in the chat. They said, "Graber, how you feel about EU right now?" He said, "Respectfully, I don't care anything about EU, man. EU right now, we're watching SSA Rocket League go and stuff like that." He said, "I don't care about no other region." It was just energy. It was energy. It was passion. It was love for the game, love for his region, and it was just quite enjoyable to watch. And that Limitless squads, man, they went up against Young Money Clan. Young Money Clan, a team from EU. they play always to the grand finals. You do gotta pay attention to that. I do think that I don't know how to pronounce their name, so I'm not gonna try it. The second team, the team that Limitless beat in the semifinals.
Oh,
That's all
Aquaviste?
SSA team, huh?
Aquaviste? Or
No,
Aquaviset?
no,
Or no?
no,
Aquavite.
no.
Wait, who you?
It's the
Oh.
Mongolia team.
Oh,
I don't know how to
Oh.
pronunciate their full name accurately, so I'm not going to try.
Shmongolia?
But that team's also a full
Mongolia?
SSA squad, and they took them to game 6 in a close series. So you got 2 SSA teams that are really good, and then of course you got the EU teams that are also really good. And I think once again, it's gonna just make SSA that much better. And I do believe that since SSA is playing right before NA, everybody should go tune in. It's really fun watching Graybeard be super biased, man. I personally enjoyed my time. It was great. And it was also great watching them win. Because I do want to see SSA take that spot. I don't want to see Europeans have the spot. I don't want to see anybody from any other region take that spot. It just wouldn't feel clean to me. It wouldn't feel right. SSA, Limitless, they take qualifier number 1. They got 2 more, and they got to keep on rolling on. But they look really good. They look really solid. And yeah, it was cool, man.
I agree. Raul, thoughts?
Yeah, I think that I don't want to see anyone from SSA not make the major. So or I don't want to see like anyone in SSA that's not from SSA make the major. So yeah, I agree with T-Bates on that stance. I think they fought for, or people have been fighting for them to at least have a spot. So they should have representation going into the major. And yeah, I agree with T-Bates.
Yeah, no. Big shout outs to Limitless. Big shout outs to SSA as a whole. The passion is definitely felt over the course of the region. Big shout outs to Graybeard. Graybeard, I'm not gonna lie, you might have to be calling yourself Whitebeard soon. I've been seeing the color change a little bit. But either way,
It's
the
gray.
passion. It's white too, but I'm not worried about that. We're gonna argue about the man's beard. But that being said, either way, the passion and for SSA, the love there is something that we definitely notice so well. So I mean, like Bay said, tune in and check it all out. Let's go and switch to Europe. It's time to talk Europe. EU qualifier won this weekend. What's up, Bates?
Finally talking about the minor region.
EU qualifier won this weekend. And let's take a look at the first round matchups, man.
Ooh.
You got K Corp versus Team Vitality versus 100%, Team Endpoint versus Resolve, Team BDS versus Gentlemates, Oxygen versus Team 3, Wild versus Redemption, Moist versus Forward, and Magnifico versus Beligo. Ooh, okay. I think I did it right for the first time. Those are your EU Swiss round 1 matchups.
Why'd you get so excited about the BDS versus Gentlemates?
Because it's going to be Seiko versus Monkey Moon. They were on a team last year. They made it to the grand finals. Now they face each other round 1 Swiss.
That's right. They're also world championship teammates together as well. Don't forget about that.
That is true. That is true.
Try to act like Dallas didn't happen because G2 didn't win, but it did happen. It did.
Nobody said that.
Well,
Nobody said that.
Well, maybe I do, but but I mean, they're going up against one another, man. It's time for EU. Of course, they're not the minor region; they're the best region in the game at the moment. Until proven otherwise, we got to give them that respect. I just said that just to tilt all y'all. That's but yeah, it's gonna be really good. What are we talking about, the Bezos?
I mean, so EU first round matches. I mean, we know what things are gonna look like. I feel like we all have expectations, right? We're gonna see what Vitality is gonna do. We're gonna see if K Corp, if they're gonna build that super team roster. And my next question is actually already answered for me, and it's where do we think, at least after that day 1, where teams are gonna end up on that top 8? Because I looked at the rosters when I was doing this, and I felt like there was a lot of talent that, could definitely make it squeeze into that top 8 spot. So we want to see, let's shift topics or shift flips here a bit. Who will make it into Saturday? Throw mine up first. So this is my top 8. I got K Corp versus Redemption first round, Oxygen against BDS, Vitality against Moist, and Gentlemates and Magnifico. If you want to know exactly where that landed, I could tell you. basically K-Core Vitality 1 and 2. Gentlemates is 3rd. Oxygen's 4th. BDS is 5th. Magnifico is 6th. Moist is 7th. And Redemption sneaks in from Swiss at 8th.
Ooh, you got Big Cash making it, huh?
Yeah.
You got the cannon making
That's
it top
redemption.
8?
Yep. It was tough. I think it came down to Redemption. And I think take Team 3 or take 3 in round 5. And I said, you know what? I respect the mechanical ability of Ivan, Cash, and Astral together. I feel like they could, beat that mental allegations and, start things off with a nice little top 8.
Vitality going against Moist, Gentlemates, Magnifico, K-Corp, Redemption, Oxygen, BDS. That's a solid 8. That's a solid 8 right there. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Really?
Oh, you got K-Corp taking the 1 seed though.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Vitality drop a game or something?
I think they do. I don't have them going like perfect in Swiss for sure.
Oh, I don't got them. Well, I mean, no, they are going perfect. You're talking about perfect. I mean, if they got the second season, they're gonna be 3-0, and Carmine's gonna be 3-0, but they must have dropped like individual game and dropped more games to K-Corp, something like that. The game differential wasn't as good as Carmine's, basically.
Yeah, basically round 3, Carmine played Redemption and they beat them 3-0, and Vitality played Magnifico and they beat them 3-1. So I like Magnifico a lot.
I like Magnifico, huh? I like that Spanish team.
Yeah, people have been talking to me. They say Stizzy looks good. Like he looks really good this time around.
Oh, he does?
That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, shout out
He looks good enough to take a game off his Zen Alpha and Redosin. You seen Redosin? Redosin been tweeting out his clips, man. He's getting a little mechanic, getting a little mechie in the offseason.
He's always been like that. What are you talking about?
He ain't always been like that. Stop
He's
talking,
always had mechanics.
Nah, don't gas his head, man. He don't need no more ego boost.
Hey,
He don't need no more.
You clearly didn't watch him enough, man. You clearly
I was
didn't
watching
watch him enough.
I watched him become a world champion.
You were frazzled and dazzled by Alpha and Zen, bro. Like you didn't watch Redosin clearly enough.
Mm-hmm.
He's had it.
He's got those mechs, man. If you hey, listen, watch game 1 Carmine Vitality World Championship. You get a nice little catch to a flip reset goal. It was beautiful. Sorry, I looked at replays last night. But yeah, that's my top 8. Who wants to go next? Raul, you want to go next?
Yeah, I'll go next.
Let's see Raul's top 8. Oh, you got Resolve making it through.
Yeah, I think that's the only difference between us is Resolve. I got the Resolve making it through. They looked really good in the qualifiers. And I actually rate Noasaki so much. I think Noasaki's actually really good. And then his supporting cast, Luis P and Raziers, got them doing pretty well. So got them sneaking by. But the rest of it, I think, is kind of standard. I almost had Endpoint in because Endpoint looked pretty good too, but it's just so tough. I think everybody, I think Moist, Resolve, and Endpoint, those 3 teams are like flips, and I think everybody else might be secure. I'm a little bit iffy still on Moist as well, to be honest. But yeah, I think this is kind of like something I think we're gonna expect to see majority of these teams in both or in all 3 of our brackets.
Okay. Not bad. Of course, I think for me, Resolve didn't make it because they had round 5 against Magnifico. Had Magnifico winning that 3-1. And the Endpoint, I had Moist winning. Endpoint Moist round 5, Moist 1 and 5. Okay, well, that's what we got. Bates, you ready?
Sure.
Throw it up. Wait, what the heck? Oh my God, his is almost okay. We got the same teams.
We do.
All right.
I didn't think you have Redemption, but you do. You got him in there somehow. That's crazy. That's crazy. You put it in the cannon. I thought I was the only person who believed in the cannon. Listen, you know I got to roll my boy. He's too great, too good of a player.
That's
BDS,
true.
Moist, Vitality, Magnifico. I could have went Resolve. I could have went Team 3, and obviously EU's a little messy, so it'd be kind of a little bit standard here. But look at the NA. NA kind of went mostly standard for the most part too. But NA, EU are 2 different regions. EU, anything can really happen for most of these squads, so it'll be interesting. But that's what I got, man. I think those are the best 8 teams, and that's what I want to go with. I just want to pick the best 8 teams. No need for the upsets. No need for nothing. If I had to pick 8 teams to make it, these are the 8 I believe in the most, and that's what I went with.
I think it's valid. I think it's definitely valid. Dang, we really just agreed on this. That's actually pretty impressive. Besides a couple teams.
So we all got the same teams except for you guys have Redemption and I have Resolve.
Yep. Wow.
So we'll see.
Well, and you still think Vitality are going to win the whole thing, Base?
I don't know. What do you think?
No.
Who's beating them? Who's gonna win the grand final?
K-Corp. I got
Carmine
K-Corp
Corp.
in 6.
Carmine Corp in 6. You got Vati Rise,
Mm-hmm.
and Lil Atto getting the W, huh?
Yep.
How so? Tell me. Tell me why Carmine Corp is gonna beat Vitality.
All right. 2-2. 3 minutes, 20 seconds in the overtime.
Oh wow,
There's
he's
a-
giving me the description. I didn't even ask for that.
Ball on the blue half. Bounce right off the corner. Addo's gonna go up. He'll go up. Rattle challenges him, bumps him onto the ceiling, but he already got the touch on the ball. Follow-up touch. He's gonna turn that into a flip reset play. That's gonna force Zen up. Once Zen's up, he's gonna try to play it off the back wall, but Addo's gonna land on the wall, try to bump Zen, make Zen uncomfortable. He's gonna play it off to the side. That's when Rise comes through, slots it to Vatira. Nice little pass from the left wall back to mid. Vati slots it home.
I couldn't keep up with your story. It was too fast.
Oh, my bad.
I didn't know what was happening. But that's how you got him. That's how you got to beat him. Okay. Do I think Vitality's going to win the first one? I mean, I did say that, didn't I? So I got to roll with it. I think I got a little overzealous last week saying they're going to win all 3. But if that ends up happening, that means y'all got to do a bet. So I got to stick with the whole entire time. I don't know how much I believe in that, but I'm going to stick with it. I do think that they're going to win the first one, though. He just hasn't lost yet. I'm going to keep saying it. The kid hasn't lost yet, bro. It's incredible. It's incredible. And I will say this. I do believe that Carmine Corp team, as we talked about last Wednesday, I think they are the better team on paper. And I think it's going to take a lot of Vitality to beat them. It's going to take a lot of Vitality to beat them. But honestly, I feel like it's in the community in general. People are rating Carmine over Vitality, and I don't know. You can't rate the world champs like that, man. They're world champs for a reason. You got Goat 54. You still got Zen. You got Baby Go and Zen, and you got Redosin. He's getting even more mechanical. I know they switched out the coach. Farrah hopped over to Carmine. I still don't understand that, but he did. And now he added Fairy Peak into the mix. But Fairy Peak's a great Rocket League mind, world champion in his own right. So taking that all to account, Vitality, I'm gonna go with them. I think they're better than Carmine at the moment. And I think the better teams in every region at the moment have won. I can't say there's really been any upsets. Outside of maybe Falcons beating Rule 1, I think Rule 1 was the better team. But and APAC.
Oh, yeah. We did miss APAC. Yeah, APAC was a little interesting. Elevate ended up taking the dub there. Great decal in the shot, by the way. But we all had Gladiators and Elevate won there.
You're all wrong.
Yep. Gladiators didn't even make it to Grands. They lost in 7. And the team that beat them actually won 7 against Elevate. So I think it's called Chapati Dream. That's the team name. Yeah. I mean, you just double check. Yeah. So lot of comp all over the place. I do want to go. I think his name was Schwiz in chat. He said T-Base never wrong, even when he disagrees with himself from last week.
I disagree with myself.
I think because you were saying the whole thing of like the bet and everything.
Yeah, I know. I was a little overzealous. I do believe that they have a really good chance of winning all 3. But then I kind of locked it in. I was feeling good that first week. I'm feeling good. I just locked it in. So I gotta stick with it. I think they're susceptible. I think the second one and third one's susceptible. They could lose down by. I'm 100% confident they're gonna win this one though.
Yeah, you should be confident. Should be confident. Yeah, that Vatira has not proven that he can consistently beat Zen yet. Every time he plays Zen, he loses to Zen. Like Zen is the final boss. So until Vatira can actually surpass his demons and beat Zen, then
so you think Vitality as well?
I got Vitality as well.
Oh gosh, because you had Gen.G this previous weekend, so I don't know how much your opinion matters. Now I'm a little worried in my pick.
Okay.
Okay, now I got Roldes on my side. That's not good in my eyes right now. I don't like that. I don't like that pick. DeMar, who you got?
I told you I got K-Corp.
Okay, see, yeah, go back over there with K-Corp, bro. Go over there. You're bad voodoo right now, man. I'm on fire right now, and you're not.
What do you mean you're on fire?
I'm on fire.
How?
Because I got the most amount of predictions out of all of us last week. I was 3 for 6.
But how many? 3 for 6. You're 50%, bro. That's
Hey,
not on
50%,
fire, bro. Like,
I'm
stop.
shooting, hey, that's a good percentage. 50%. That's passing.
Where? Where is that passing?
Mind you-
Where is that passing,
yeah, where is
bro?
that passing at? What
In
grade
a
level
pass
is
fail-
that?
in a
What
pa-
school are you attending, bro?
in a
Where
pa- in
is 50% passing?
In a pass-fail system, that's passing.
that is
Or
a
is
coin, that is a coin flip.
Ladies and
Nah,
gentlemen,
he's shut out, bro. He's shut out. He's like, oh, that's not passing. I just lied.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to First Touch this week. We appreciate everybody coming in, all the love we got in the chat, and of course, all of the conversations that you guys have on and around the scene. If you guys could do me a favor, go on Twitter and use the hashtag First Touch. No, just hashtag First Touch, or at First Touch RL on Twitter, and give us all the type of loss punishment that we should do for this EU bet. So if there's something you want me and Raul to do, or something you guys want Base to do afterwards, just make sure you guys add us on Twitter so we can keep track of it. Otherwise, your opinion and what you think that should happen is moot. No pies though, please. Pieing is so overdone. We did too much pieing last year. Let's do something else, please. Of course, Raul, Bates, thank you guys for showing up, doing what you do every weekend, week out. Final thoughts as we close up.
Exciting Rocket League this weekend, man. Let's watch the two actual Titans compete against each other. All this yapping about G2.
And what happens if they don't play each other?
Well, then it would be terrible, honestly.
I can't wait to bring on all the EU supporters next week. I want to see how good. I want to bring on Life is Cool. I want Johnny. I want all of them. I want all of them on after these two teams play. I want to see what they can do. Then we'll have proper metrics, proper things to measure, at least within their own region, of course, not internationally, to see which team's better.
Listen, guys, thanks for tuning in to First Touch. Of course, we will see you guys next Wednesday. Watch EU this weekend. It's going to be a banger. Till then, 1-2, toodaloo. See you guys.